Introducing Chronofinity. Chronofinity aims to change the world with a concept we like to call time augmentation. Imagine what it would be like if you had extra time to do the things that you love or the things that are important to you. Through the use of time augmentation via virtual reality, it's now possible. When you enter a virtual reality environment with one of our machines, every year spent inside is 1 minute in the real world. This means you could read hundreds of books or watch hundreds of movies in a matter of minutes, but that's only the beginning of time augmentation's true potential. The cost of technology like this is going to be very expensive, so instead of selling it to consumers, we'll rent it out to businesses who will then sell the service of using the machines to their customers. These businesses would include places like retirement homes, schools, or really any place of business with job training. The time augmentation machines will also be rented out to places like medical facilities or institutes and universities. Places that are trying to find cures for new diseases, places that may try to study new medical procedures, or even places that are developing new programming languages. While scientific research is very important, time augmentation will also serve as a platform for entertainment. When it comes to virtual reality, video games are the most common thing people think about. So, for these reasons, time augmentation is for just about everyone. Although our customers will primarily be other companies, the needs of the end user, the people who actually use the machines, will be taken into consideration. Imagine, for a moment, the residents of a retirement home making use of time augmented reality. They could live in a simulation of the 1950s as a teenager, or even a simulation of the early 2000s as children. To them, days, weeks, months, or even years will have passed, but in the real world, only a few seconds or a few minutes have gone by. When their families come for a visit, they could all use the machines to spend time together in whatever setting they want and however long they'd like. Businesses like restaurants and retailers, as well as various agencies and schools, can train their employees and staffs in a matter of seconds by using custom-made training simulations created specifically for their establishments. Speaking of schools, education could be completely overhauled. Imagine if testing or even entire school years could be completed in less than 1 minute. This would give students more time to learn things that are otherwise omitted from the education process. This would also allow them to spend more time in social environments that would help them, ironically, prepare for the real world as they get older. The simulations will be so advanced that all 5 senses will function in the virtual environments. They will also mimic real-world physics and chemical reactions. This means things like cooking and eating food will be possible, as well as conducting experiments. Our engineers and programmers will be programming these systems from within the simulations so that they improve Chronofinity's technology and create new features at a rapid pace. The two main competitors for Chronofinity will be the VR headset companies and the time travel service companies. As of right now, VR headsets are limited in their features. They are only able to immerse users visually with the screen as opposed to a direct link with the brain. The hardware is quite expensive as well, costing anywhere from $400 to $600, On top of that price, you must also pay for expensive hardware and software capable of utilizing the headsets. Right now, these headsets are mainly an expensive novelty. Chronofinity's machines will undoubtedly be expensive technology. By renting them out to businesses that can then charge their customers to use the simulations, everyday people from all economic backgrounds will be able to experience time-augmented virtual reality. Some people may wonder, why go into a simulation of the 1900s when I can experience the real thing with the time-traveling service? Our studies have found that time traveling will be extremely volatile. Just on the surface alone, people could purposefully or inadvertently cause economic collapses. Imagine how many people would go back in time to give themselves lottery numbers or give their ancestors investment tips. Even if time travel were regulated, it would still only cause harm no matter how it's used because of the concept known as the butterfly effect. Think about everything we know about human reproduction and biology. Altering any moment in time, even for a single person or a single creature, will alter the moments that they conceive their children. This will alter who was born, effectively replacing everyone that descended from them. Instead of someone's great-grandfather having a girl, they may end up having a boy or a different girl, completely altering the next generations to come. Now consider how many people it takes to create just one person. Everyone has two parents, including the parents themselves. So if you go far back enough, it took billions of people reproducing over the years to create one person. Going back and affecting the life of just one of your distant relatives will erase your own existence, which means you weren't born to alter the timeline in the first place, creating a paradox, which is more than likely a violation of divine law. As of right now, there are no direct competitors for Chronofinity because true virtual reality that projects simulated environments directly to the brain don't exist yet. For this reason, an extremely optimistic estimate had to be made that it would be created by the year 2030. Chronofinity will employ people to maintain its website as well as social media platforms. They will essentially be community managers who will communicate with the public about the ongoing operations and advances in the Chronofinity technology. By using websites like Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Reddit, and a vast number of social media websites, Chronofinity will reach a large number of people. Chronofinity will also hold a yearly conference similar to Comic-Con or E3. Expos like these will allow the press and social media personalities to get a sneak peek at what will be released in the future and talk about it with the public or their audience. It will also allow developers to have the chance to show off what they've been working on, so any clients we have will be able to purchase a booth or a conference room and talk about their latest simulations with our machines. Sales associates at Chronofinity will do cold calls to businesses as well as answer calls from businesses interested in using our machines. At least one salesman per branch or region will be out on the road pitching the machines to local companies. Whether it's a small library that wants to use one or two of our machines so that their members can read using time augmentation, or a multi-billion-dollar company that wants to use time augmentation to train their employees in a matter of seconds, Chronofinity wants to reach as many businesses as possible. Due to the fact that this is new technology, it can only be assumed that the cost of producing such machines will be very high. As we've seen with current technology, development will likely cost millions of dollars, while production for the machines themselves may cost the price of a brand new car. For this reason, the machines are better off being rented out and generating profits that way. The nature of time augmentation allows us plenty of time to construct other innovations in the future to lower costs. Not only is the future of Chronofinity very bright, but so is the future of humanity.